if you want to go to QVC.com right now and just type in Ed on air, the shoes will pop up and you can grab them. They're the only fanny shoes we have for sale right now till October.
Yeah, you'll see them at the end of the show, but really, you should go online, call now because
they're really cute.
There's like 3 different pairs that
these are your chukkas.
You'll see. Yeah,
aren't those cute? They also come in red.
Yep, and then there's some high top tennis shoes that we're also donating.
Yeah, they're great. Okay, so let's talk about our Christmas tree, which is one of our top finds, or it used to be a hot pick. I know we're changing all the names on you, but it's one of our stars of the day. This is a new tree that Ellen did this year with our friends at Santa's Best, and it looks very realistic. I think this is probably the most like a tree at the Christmas tree place that you go in the lot.
The spruce,
to find them. Yep. So this is a natural rustic spruce tree. It comes with beautiful real pine cones all over it, and they're gorgeous. And we have it for you as a September surprise price, only till the end of the day. You get 6 easy payments of ranging between $32.67 to less than $79. So here's the 5 foot.
5 foot.
This is the 7.5. 9, which is very limited. Our largest tree always sells out first. And then we have it for you in the 6.5 foot right here.
And this is, I mean, I'm always surprised that the 9 foot sells out first because I would think that most people don't have room for that, which is why we did so many different sizes. But I mean, I've heard from so many people. We actually have
really
this
nice
tree
trees
at our house, but everyone, my housekeeper, everybody buys these trees. They love these trees. They're so easy to put together and take apart. And
I know. Well, here's what we love about these trees. There's power in the pole.
Well, we know that.
And they also have that technique that fluffs itself, which you also love.
Yes.
And they're pre-lit, so the lights are already all on it. No wires are showing.
Yep.
And this year, drum roll please, you have that brand new realistic looking pole.
We have a realistic looking pole because the poles that we did last year were just the green poles.
Right.
These poles, actually, if you look at them, they actually look like a tree trunk. And next year, I'm going to add fake ants and black widows.
All right.
Yep.
Love it.
I'm going to add
spiders.
Yep. Spiders, black widows, fake ants. Yeah.
That's great.
To make it more realistic.
That's great.
Because it looks like, because when you buy a real tree, you reach in there and you are covered with ants or whatever.
And we kind of took a survey of the crew before the show and asked if, because I haven't bought a real Christmas tree in a long time because we have such great trees like this. And but people were saying, you know, you could spend like $200 for a tree at a Christmas tree.
Or over, yeah.
And depending on the size, and then you throw it to the curb.
Then you got to get it out of there, dragging all the needles that are dead in your carpet and
So, and sometimes there's, oh gosh, I already have an update. If you want the 9 foot, we have fewer than 300 left to go around in the 9 foot already. So we have a tree expert here, and he's not one of those guys in a flannel shirt and ear flaps. He's really a Christmas tree expert. His name is Dan Byrne.
Yes, he is. Dan,
come on out, Dan, from Santa's Best. Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Dan.
How are you?
So, he has to stay away from you. There's a restraining order.
Yes, the restraining order from before.
So, yeah,
keep my distance.
he caused a ruckus last year. But Dan, welcome to the show. And
Thank
Dan,
you.
for those of you who watch QVC a lot, you see him a lot with our Santa's Best shows. So tell us what are some of the new features. I know you did the really...
Where's my remote?
It's right here.
Okay.
There.
Yeah.
It just magically appeared.
I mean,
look, what happened? You can't do that to a real tree unless you're really strong. You can't.
Right. Well, the beautiful thing about this tree that I love that you did with it is the authenticity of this trunk.
And Marianne's going to give us a nice close-up of that. Look at that. Looks like totally a real Christmas tree.
That's why if I put fake ants on there, you would never know the difference.
So great.
You're right. Maybe we'll give needles next time so you really have that real feel. But these trees go together so simply because we have our easy power technology. So all that power is housed right there. So there's no lining up or anything. These trees just drop right into place.
And look at the lights go on immediately as soon as you do that.
That's exactly right.
And that's because it's got that.
Right. And all of these are LED
on technology.
LED color changing lights. So you see right there, we just
now
set
I'm
our
going to change
entire
the
tree
color.
up.
That's gonna.
So you get the remote. You also get a floor pedal, and you can change it from white to color morphing.
Look at that.
To multicolor.
Now it's gonna morph, and now.
And if it's in morphing, it'll just keep slowly changing itself back and forth.
Right. So if you can't decide, you're like, I don't know what color I want, and it just changes for you. So.
But and Dan, tell us about what happens if a light should burn out, which is highly unlikely.
Yeah, that's a good question because we've all been dealing with that nightmare for many years. But if one of these lights come out, you're not even going to notice. Every other light, every other strand stays lit. So that's a patented technology that we have.
So pre-lit with steady white multi or color changing. You get the memory steel, which fluffs itself.
Right. You notice when I put that together, everything sort of dropped into place.
Tell us about the self-fluffer, Dan.
The self-fluffer, that's what we're all looking for, and that's what we have right here. So, yeah, honestly, these are really simple to put together. For this tree, we actually gave it indexing, and that means that we've given it dimensions so that all those big ornaments that you see decorated can fit here and fill in nicely on the tree, but also, since it's so realistic looking, we want to make sure that that's highlighted.
Yeah, and I don't think we have any other Christmas tree. I've never seen one of Ellen's or anybody else's that we sell that has that trunk that looks like a real bark trunk.
First time we've ever done it.
Most of the time, they're like a green pole or something,
That's
right?
exactly
That's why if you bought it last year, like, oh, I don't need another one because I already have one. I got it last year. And then you're going to be the person in the neighborhood that has the green pole, and people are like, oh, you have the green pole? And you're going to feel like an idiot is what you'll feel like.
Mine's wrapped with bark, just like my candles.
That's right.
Right.
You have
It's
a realistic...
theme.
Yes.
And 5 foot is very popular. And I have to say, look how pretty that tree is by Dan with no decorations on it.
That's right.
You wouldn't even have to decorate it.
Because
It's
it comes
beautiful.
with the pine cones if you like it simple, but then we also will talk about the ornaments later. But yeah.
Right.
Exactly, yeah. All these pine cones are affixed. They're all actually real pine cones. And just a little bit of details here. This 7.5-foot tree is 50 inches wide down here. So that's going to leave a nice, impression on your living room or wherever you put it. But it's not going to be overbearing, so you don't have to worry about moving your furniture or any of that.
There's tons of lights and no wires show. It's amazing. That tree right there has almost 500 lights on it.
480 lights on this.
Oh, I'm going to count them.
And okay, and the 9. See you later, Ellen. The 9-foot. Dan, get away. Restraining order.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We have the 5 foot is very popular. 12, the 5 foot has 240 lights.
15,
360 16, on the 6.5.
18, 19,
720 on the 9 foot.
2, 23.
Well, you missed one.
Ellen,
4,
Wait, you missed one right
20.
there.
You missed one. Start over.
Sorry. Did I?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
You know what's good about these two is when you get a real tree, you have to find the good side. You have to keep turning and turning because there's a bad side to it, like people you meet. But you can actually just put it anywhere. And
this is both of our good sides.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think. Or
okay.
no, that.
I don't know.
Because you sit on the side that's your good side, so I just sit on the other side.
All right.
We work all this stuff out ahead of time. We really are good friends, and so that's why I always let her do whatever she wants.
No, and I let
You're
you do
just
whatever
the
you
best.
want too.
All right. So remote.
Yes.
You get the foot pedal. It's easy to put together. If you are a petite person and you don't have a big person there to help you, it doesn't matter. You can put it together by yourself. It comes with a stand. You only plug in one plug. If you've never purchased one of our Santa's Best trees before, you guys have been in business since, what, the 80s?
Over 100 years, actually. Yeah, we trace our roots back in the 1880s. Yeah.
And you guys actually, though, back in the, 70s, 80s, I don't know the exact year, Dan, but you guys invented the trees that were pre-lit like this.
Right, we're actually credited with being one of the first to mass market.
And you keep improving them every single year.
It's such a great idea because it really is a hassle to try to string a tree like that with lights and then put them away and wind them. And the other day I was trying to get the lights out, not the other day, like a couple of years ago, and Portia had put the Halloween stuff where I thought the Christmas stuff was, and I was like, why? And she's like, that's a spider, that's not run. And so I thought it was the Christmas stuff. I thought it was a fake spider. Anyway.
So, all right, let's bring the lights down. Dan, show us real quick one more time.
Sure.
So you put the stand on the floor and you put the first piece in and plug it in, right?
Right. There's only one plug that you're going to do, and that's your bladed plug into the wall. And it's just a 2-bladed plug, so it'll fit into any outlet.
And you don't have to really line up anything on that pole. You just pop it in.
So it's just as easy to take apart as it is to put together.
Yeah.
And you'll see here that's where we keep all of our safely powered in this realistic-looking trunk.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you just piece your pieces together. They're all labeled when you get home, so they'll have A, B, and C.
Flew open like they're supposed to. And he didn't have to do anything to that, and neither will you.
Nothing to screw it in, to make it level, to put water in the bottom.
It looks totally real.
Sugar or Sprite in the bottom to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Or vodka, or whatever you put in the bottom.
So Dan's working with a 7.5.
This is a 7.5.
This
that
is
comes
the 5.
in 2 pieces, the 5.
The 5 is only 2 pieces, so easy. And the 5 foot is great if you want to decorate a second room or third room in your home, maybe a one for the kids' room or your bedroom. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Your foyer, it's a great little tree.
I like to put at least 6 in one room.
And really?
Yes.
Wow. It's like a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
The ornaments you're seeing on the trees are all available. A lot of them are on clearance. We do have a new set of ornaments coming up as well. The little sweaters are on clearance. We have easy pay on everything. Also, this tree behind Ellen is that 7.5 foot again. We also have the 9-foot tree. which is now very limited. Is that right, Frank? And then we also have the 6.5 foot, which is always very popular. And I think that's kind of like the Goldilocks tree. If you're not quite sure what size to get, the 6.5 is just perfect, no matter what size your house or apartment is. So wonderful. You know what, Ellen? I don't think those are ornaments that we have for sale in the show. What are those?
These, I've been trying to tell you if you'd ever let me talk. Let me show you what these are. These are gifts from me to them. Everyone is getting a $100 QVC gift card.
Fun. All right,
we're good.
We have to update everybody on